speaking of perspective, you also have to look at the business itself. Spotify was comfortable writing $100 million check to a creator.
Yeah. The backing of that?
Like, they were comfortable. Like, some executive at Spotify was like, listen, Joe Rogan, we're going to give him $100 million.
Yeah. That's a large number.
But we're going to make it back somehow.
Yeah.
Like, and yes, they did make it back.
Make it back tenfold.
But that's a large, like, I personally, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to buy a new laptop for my business, but I don't know, like, it's a lot of money. But,
imagine having that meeting with the fucking investors in a boardroom.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We just need $100 million. That's it. Just for one guy.
Just one guy. And then they sign Call Her Daddy for $60 million, like, a month later. Yeah. It's like,
yeah,
that perspective thing of, like, you're just adding zeros to numbers, like, $1,000 for a laptop might be a lot, but, like,
10,000 for a laptop. Yeah.
Just keep adding the zeros. If you're in that position, do you the one writing the check? Do you write the check?
Yeah,
of course you write the check.
It's an investment at the end of the day, right? Like, think about why did we invest in these new cameras, right? We invested in new cameras. We bought that new technology to make it less editing for us. Yeah. We bought the new mics. Like, there was a reason, right? There is a reason why, you buy the prize hat, or you buy a new laptop to edit for prize, because it's efficiency. And you know that eventually that value is going to come in tenfold, 100%. Right? So it's
well, I hope. I hope. I don't know. I don't know.
It's an opportunity cost.
Yes.
Right? So it's, at the end of the day, the value of your money right now versus what it could be in the future. You weigh the pros and cons. It's economics at the end of the day. Like it's the same thing as buying a stock of Apple and wishing that it goes up, right? You're hoping that once you invest in Rogan, it's actually kind of crazy to put it that way. Like, everyone's a stock at the end of the day. People can invest in us. Yeah. And as long as we continue to grow, the byproduct of is Spotify grows with us. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So it's like, if I was personally at Spotify, that's a great deal. Because like, think about what Joe Rogan's doing for you. He's bringing a value of, like, probably the biggest content in terms of podcasts to your platform. Yeah.
And the advertisers that follow with that, right? Yeah. So, like,
because they know
basically anybody.
They can see is like Joe Rogan has analytics of how many people listen to him on a consistent basis. And these numbers are gigantic, first of all. And then on top of that, they're like, okay, if you come to Spotify, a large percentage of them are coming over, but they're also going to buy a monthly subscription to Spotify. Yeah. So just do the math real quick, and over a certain amount of time, I can see why it's justified to give.
Well, look, the average student pricing right now for Spotify is like, what, $15 a month?
I pay $6.
You pay $6? I thought it was only for 4 months. No, actually, yeah, I think
I'm a student.
Yeah, $6. Yeah, sorry, it's $6. Yeah, my bad.
$6.50 every month.
Yeah, so $6.50 every month. Multiply that. Let's do the math real quick.
Yeah. Well, I pay $72.
60 or sorry, $6. Let's say $7.
Yeah.
A month times 12, 84.
I pay $84, like $100 a year.
Right?
A little under.
Like, yeah. So,
but I'm okay with paying that because I use it so much.
Yeah, like, that's literally the number one app I use on my phone.
Yeah.
So,
convenience.
Yeah. Like, imagine a surplus of 1 million people, let's say, that are consistent, his core. Like, 1 million people, multiply that by $100.
Yeah. Here. There you go. You have your money back.
You have your money back.
Within a year.
And he's easily got like $1 million.
Not even a year, bro. Maybe like in the first week.
Yeah, you'd probably make your money back. So that's crazy to me. It's just the perspective is something that is crazy to me.
That's insane.
That when you deal with such like high numbers, you just get accustomed to it. It's like, oh, we just gave Joe Rogan 100, and we give you 60. And not only that, they signed so many deals after that to like exclusive podcasters, and the results speak for themselves. 3 years later, podcast viewership's up 232%.
It's also a scary thing, because at what point do you get prone to that, right? Like, same thing as doctors. When you've seen a number of deaths, death is like the normal day of your life now, right? When you start signing 100 million deals, 100 mil is nothing to you. Yep. Like, when we started releasing episodes every week, it was like, this is nothing to us anymore. Like, you're just standard rises, right? Even with like your marketing agencies, where you sound a first guest for like $200, Now that is, you won't even think about that number, right? Like it's just.
I've felt that a lot, especially with the agency. Like, my first deal was $33 for like jumping, going crazy.
Yeah, he called me and he was like
going nuts.
He was like, "Harsh, I saw my first." I'm like, "How?" He tells me the number. I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah, it was tiny. Awesome. It was tiny.
But now he'll call me and he'll tell me the numbers, and I'm like,
"Yeah, the deals now aren't the same."
Yeah.
To me, but perspective wise, because they're insane to me now, but like in
a year ago,
to somebody else, to the Spotify exec that signed at 100 million. This is nothing.
Like this
is nothing.
That's like a penny to them.
This is like less than that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's perspective is insane.
I was also gonna say, like, it comes with making a blueprint, right?
Yeah.
Once you've got the blueprint made, it's just you extrapolate the math in a sense, right?
Yep.
So system building. That when you figure that out, bro, you're instant millionaire.
Yep. But it comes down to marketing, and you got to do a lot of other things as well. So it's not like, yes, you get the check, but there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that nobody else sees.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like starting a school. It's like people think, oh, you just teach a class. No, you got to build a curriculum.
Yep.
And you got to, like hire people to actually understand it and teach it and da-da-da. And like there's a lot of stuff that goes behind it, right?
Yeah.